Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we talk about Anand. Vishwanathan Anand. He's 52 years old. He's in the top 10. He is leading the Norway tournament ahead of people like Magnus and Wesley and Giri and Lagrav and Mamediyarov. And he's 52. And if you look at the top 10, the next closest person to him in age is Aronian, who is 39. After that, it's Magnus and Nepomniachtchi at 31. So what he does is very amazing. And today, I want to look at a game which he played against Jan Nepomniachtchi 2 years ago. Anand was white, and it started with d4. Nepomniachtchi played knight f6, c4, g6, knight c3, and here black has a choice. He can play bishop g7, which is the king's Indian, or in this game, Nepomniachtchi plays d5, which is the Gruenfeld. Anand took, Nepomniachtchi took back. In this position, the main move is pawn e4. Controlling the center, black usually takes, white takes back. At first, it looks like white has a very nice center, but then black gets to attack that center. He'll play bishop g7, and then he'll play c5 to challenge the center. White cannot take because of this, and he can then play knight c6 to put more pressure on the center. He can play queen a5 to pressure this pawn. He can castle and play rook d8 to pressure this. If white plays knight f3 to support the center, he can play bishop g4 and pin the knight, and black has good play. White, of course, is okay, as long as he knows what he's doing. But Anand chose the second main move. He played bishop d2. What's the logic? Well, now he'll play e4 in the next move. If black takes, he'll take back with the bishop. And then his bishop will be on the same diagonal as the black bishop. So, what happened? Nepomniachtchi continues with bishop g7. Anand played d4. Nepomniachtchi took the knight. As mentioned previously, we take with the bishop. And now it's harder to attack our center. Nepomniachtchi chooses the second main move. He does this anyway. And a lot of people would automatically take because that's what people do. I notice this a lot. A number of people, when they have a chance to take something, they just do that. The problem is taking. The problem is taking is it looks like you up a pawn, but then takes, and white pawns are terrible. Of course, black will not trade queens because that just helps white to develop. Again, don't take just because you can, but instead black will do something like this, hitting both of those pawns, and white's development is kind of questionable. Let's go back. So the main move, which is what Anand played, and it's very logical, is pawn d5. Now the bishops are staring at one another. Nepomniachtchi took. Anand took back. And now something that I mentioned before, now, when black castles, he will have weak, dark squares. Because this bishop was fianchettoed, and now he's dead. Nepomniachtchi played queen d6, improving the queen, stopping ideas like f4, also preparing something like e6. Anand played queen d2, getting ready to play f4. Nepomniachtchi castled. Anand gained more space, and as predicted, Nepomniachtchi put pressure on this pawn. Again, don't take just because you can. This is important. If Anand takes, it's not very good. Because first, black would trade queens. Then he would take the pawn back. He'll take with the bishop. Taking with the pawn gives you an isolated pawn. That's not great. So takes with the bishop, develops the bishop. And black is slightly better because white has a weak pawn. And all the black pawns are connected. So this is why knight f3. Anand develops. He's one step closer to castling. Nepomniachtchi took, and again, 95% of the people would take either with the queen or the pawn, because that's what a lot of people do. When they take something of theirs, they take back. The problem is we don't want to take back, because if we take with a pawn, now this line is open and we haven't castled yet, and we might get in trouble after this check. And this is not very exciting for white. White is not dying, but this is not very fun. If we take with the queen, it's even worse, because the queen is busy over here. If we take this pawn, we'll lose this one. And again, we are down a pawn and we can't castle. So Anand did not take. That's important. Instead, he plays bishop here, triple attacking this pawn. And of course, there is a pin, which means black cannot take. Okay, Nepomniachtchi defends, bishop e6. And again, notice Anand does not rush to take. Instead, he castles. And now, this is funny, because the best move, according to Stockfish, at depth 21, right now, depth 22, is pawn d4. Because this pawn is being triple attacked. d4 is actually a terrible mistake. It's a losing move. The fact that Stockfish doesn't sit is very, very, very amazing. And this again demonstrates to you why Anand is so brilliant. d4 is terrible. After d4 f5, a move which Anand played is a winning move. Let's watch. Again, depth 24 still doesn't sit. Pawn d4 doesn't sit yet. Let's see how long will it take for it to find f5. Doesn't sit yet. Let's give it a little bit more time. We had depth 23. Maybe I'll need to show it to Stockfish. Again, this is why Anand is so amazing. Not only has he been one of the best players in the world for more than 30 years, but he can find moves which Stockfish cannot find. Alright, let's show it to Stockfish. It can't see it. Thinks it's losing. Thinks it's losing. Now it thinks it's even. Now it thinks it's winning. Alright, so that's, again, Anand is brilliant. Stockfish, sometimes. What's the point? Well, the point is something we mentioned previously. Weak, dark squares. If we get our pawn here, our queen here, we can checkmate. Alright, in the game Nepomniachtchi took, let's see what else. If he randomly moves the bishop, we play e5, f6. Similar to the game, except in the game he took the bishop. Bishop takes, e5 attacking the queen, preparing f6. Doesn't really matter what the queen does. In the game the queen moved, f6, and queen here threatens a checkmate. But it looks like black can stop it. Nepomniachtchi resigned, but if black tries to stop it with king h8, we bring our queen. After rook, and the point of bringing the queen is A, obviously we're threatening this, but B, knight g5 is unstoppable. After rook g8, knight g5 is game over. Okay, let's see if there was anything else Nepomniachtchi could have done. Let's pretend he takes. Well, the problem with takes is now the king is open. So we check, he has to move the king. We check again. Notice we also pinned. After king g8, we play knight g5. And we do it for two reasons. Maybe we'll take here, but also queen h6 is very much a threat. Computer wants to take the bishop and give up the queen, but let's pretend he develops, let's say, second main move, knight d7. Attacking our queen. Okay, so we play queen h6, threatening mate. Knight f6, of course, just loses the knight for nothing. So let's say he gives the king some running room. Now we take, check. He has to move the king. And now we would like to checkmate, but there is a bishop stopping us. So we take the bishop. If he takes back with the queen, we win the queen. If he takes back with the pawn, we checkmate. If he runs away, we continue our attack. So that's devastating. So again, weak dark squares, this idea which we've seen in a previous video, once again becomes important. And Anand, who else, gets to demonstrate that idea to us. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, please subscribe. I will be back soon. Thank you.